Hello, hello, and welcome to today's show. I am Lorenzo Hickey, the founder of Shapeshift World, and your host for Lorenzo and Friends Tech Talk. So I am extremely happy to have a wonderful friend and guest. We're going to talk all kinds of tech, all kinds of things, do some show and tell, and other things. But I want you to start with this supposition. Tech Talk is about building your business. It is about making a difference in your life, making a difference in others, people that you touch, and other clients and customers that you work with. And we throw technology in. So that's why it's called Lorenzo and Friends in Tech Talk. So I'm really honored today to have one of the brightest people I know, one of the most amazing human beings when it comes to being busy and busy with skill. She's got massive street cred. She's got massive capabilities. We're going to hear her story, some of it live for the first time for myself as well. And I would love you to basically have a warm welcome in your heart for my friend Jennifer Thomas, who is the COO of Easy Digital. So Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody out there.
It's so cool. So let's start with a little bit about how do we know each other, and then let's dig into some of the things that you do, because you're such a unique person in how you show up for not only your friends and your family, but obviously your businesses. So let's talk about how do we get to know each other? What's your side of the story?
Well, this is so great. So I met Lorenzo Actually, we met at a couple of different opportunities, and that is we went to a conference, where do you meet the cool people, right? You go to some crazy conference where you're stuck in a room together for hours and hours, and probably learning about things that you need to learn. And then once you learn that, you don't need to learn anymore. So he and I kind of hit it off, and he's such a dynamic person that I was like, tell me more. And he was there with one of his other tools that he uses with bank code. And he was telling me all about this. And then he was telling me about all the different cool stuff he's done in his life. And we just started sharing our worlds. And isn't it amazing how quickly we had so much connection and so much just connectivity. And I'm like, man, I gotta really go forward with him in another way somehow. And it's funny because we do connect with lots of different organizations and people and things that we're both part of. And he was also a customer of Easy Digital with the product of Easy Card. And so that is a technology we will talk about a little bit more in a minute. But the dynamics of his skill set, it was just amazing. And I just wanted to be, and he's just like spiritually, emotionally, just a cool dude. And I love to have people like that in my life that just has good energy and good chi and good journeys in their world, and really have that touch of the world that this is a good place that I want to make better. And so I like people like that. I want people like that as my team, on my team, and part of my world. So.
Well, yeah. So thanks, Jennifer. So I like you said, oh my gosh, this is what a wonderful person. And we did have the combination of connections, which is one of the things about the show, which is funny because we say, Tech Talk with Lorenzo and Friends, but really it's more about, again, who you are as the person. Right, because we attract the similar kinds of individuals. I see people watching the show, people I know, who are just amazing human beings as well. And so it's just really great to be around that vibration, right? And that side of essence. But then we started talking about the cool things that you guys do, and we started to go down the path of really kind of crafting a vision together. That's segment number 2. Let's come back to you, Jennifer, because we met at a conference, and then we went and followed up into yet another meeting. We met here in Arizona. So one was in California, then one was in Arizona. And as we continue to evolve the conversations, what really took place, and I think it's important for people to understand, we talked about last week in our show with Scott Schilling, is that we're all on a journey. And as you looked at what we've accomplished together, and it's now been, I think it's just under 2 years, or just about 2 years. Right. And what I felt was really important is that we didn't have expectations of each other then and even now. It's how are we going to collaborate? How are we going to work on that? So I'd love you to talk through two things about you. One is about how you've evolved your business and your business life. And two is how has collaboration and the evolution of business relationships played a role in building business? Because entrepreneurs and solopreneurs that are watching, authors, teachers, healers, individuals need to know that we're all on a journey and that it takes time. And so kind of talk through those two things.
It does. And, I've only been in the business world 2 years. Just kidding.
You're so young.
I know, right? So just kidding. So, because after a lot of years in business, I started my journey in nonprofit and with the American Red Cross for 15 years and was in health and safety services and in disaster services traveling around the world. So once you learn how to run a disaster, I figure you can learn how to run a business they parallel a lot. You're able to really learn how to think on your feet and do things that propel you in the right directions. And I don't want to say that business is crisis management, because it's not, but it's a plan that you have to follow. And so I got a really great education in the first part of my career. And then after that, I came back home to St. Louis, is where I'm from and where I hail. And in the center of the country, so I can go east and west pretty easily. It's great when you have to travel all the time.
Yeah.
And literally open my own consulting company, because I had adopted 3 children at once. A little bit about me. I adopted 3 children. We're the chocolate family. We're white chocolate, milk chocolate, and dark chocolate. So we have kind of a collective already in our own world, in my own personal world. And so as my children got a little bit older, I was like bored out of my gourd, because I'm one of those high energy, got to keep going people. And I recognized that there were lots of moms and dads around me that had to have unique circumstances to be able to work. Because I'm like, I want to work, but I have to kind of shift how I work. So I opened my own company, and we did project management, and we did crazy projects. We did all the projects no one wanted, because it was like crazy times, crazy amounts. We moved people across the street. We did all the things that when in a corporate setting, they go, okay, who wants to take this project on? And everyone steps backwards. Our company stepped forward, and we would say, we're not afraid to tackle anything. And we've done everything from big work anniversaries to completely moving someone across a company across the country. During the 2007, 8, 9 period, when the recession hit, we terminated a lot of people. I mean, we did a lot of different skill set things that people are like, our company doesn't really want to do that. And we would step forward and say, it's just part of business. We just have to go forward and do it. So I did that. And then I had the opportunity to have someone actually buy my business. And then I kind of searched around for a while, but at the same time, I had connected with the founder of our company, Greg Sanders, and started helping him with Easy Card at the time. And it was a unique product that I thought had a lot of merit, and with enough development could really be something dynamic. And since that time, I've also stepped into the role of the CEO of a large holding company out of Chicago. So I run multiple businesses. I am busy a lot. I know Lorenzo will be like, "You talk, can I have 5 minutes?" So, but I really do believe that the connections that you are brought to in the world will help in one way or another. So I do love collaboration, because I feel like I've been doing it my entire career, and being able to share that is I think helpful to other people too, because they'll call me and be like, do you know this? And I go, I know a guy, right? Or I know a girl, or I know a situation. And I've really been led to that by having just good energy and putting good energy into the world and getting good energy back. So it's been a gift.
That's awesome. So one of the things that you said, and you talked about your business model, your initial consulting model, I want to kind of hone in on, because this seems to be one theme that I'm going with for the show, and that it was the challenge or the opportunity to manage through adversity, right? Because what you're saying is you're taking on projects or scenarios in business that people don't want to take on, right? Or that
Right.
are avoiding, right? And one of the things that I've said, and there's two pieces of this, two more comments I want to kind of speak to, is one is that it's not personal, it's just business. And we're going to come back to that one, but the idea that if it's not personal, it's just business, then how do you do business? But the challenge is in business, we have obstacles all the time. We fall down, or we have make mistakes. In fact, the most successful entrepreneurs have made mistakes over and over again, and we do what we call falling forward or learning from
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
But I would love
I got
you
the
to
trampoline bounce back.
I would love for you to share an obstacle for you that you had to overcome that became a transformational journey. So it's a bit of, these are kind of a bit on the spot. So the idea is that you had to face something through both either personal or business adversity. And as a result of that, some goodness came out of that, because we're all sort of in still that state of mind here. We're all challenged with certain situations as we go through these times. And people need to get inspired that there are challenges and that there are net results, and you turn something negative into positive. So tell us a story that feels like it would be a great lesson for our audience.
So the lemons to lemonade story, honestly, the biggest one I think that impacted me in the middle part of my journey in business is that my business partner, Marnie, who was a forensic accountant who kept my books going, right? So you can't move forward unless you have a bean counter with you that just loves that piece. And I don't. I mean, I can do it and I know how to do it, but she just loved it. And I mean, you don't become a forensic accountant and not love numbers. And we worked together a long, long time. And then, she just was at a point where she wanted to retire. She's like, I've counted enough beans. I'm out. I want to move. I want to go to Florida and put my feet in the sand. And at the time, our company was in this great plateau of growth. And, we had all of our people kind of, it was all flow. You got your mojo flowing. We had income coming in. We weren't, the wolves weren't out the door saying, knock, knock, knock. We need a payment. And we were at a really good spot. And I was at this pivotal point where I'm like, if I lose you as my partner, and she was in every sense of the word, my business partner, how do I go forward? What am I going to do? And I really put it out there and had a, just kind of a pivotal moment to say, do I want to go forward without her? Right? Because sometimes when you lose a key member in your team, you go, can we do it without them? So we started to move forward without her. And then the universe intervened. And I believe that this all happens for a reason. And then we had our buyout opportunity. And I sat down with the partners and said, okay, this is, I'm the primary owner, but I want your input. If this group buys us, it's going to impact all of your lives. And you are all not just my colleagues and friends and employees, but you're a part of my family, because you soon become, and I know you say it's just business, right? But if you work with someone 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then many times that 8 hours is a big fat lie. It's like 10 and 12 hours a day, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days a week. You end up really getting this cohesive family of people that work together, and you know them, and you start to know their moods and their stuff and their world. And especially in a smaller business, because you rely on those people, they become part of the fabric that what moves you forward. So we all sat down and said, this is a nice payout, and let's make this change. So sold the company and our book of business to this other huge, large conglomerate that, quote, gobbled us up for our customer list.
Right. Happens. And, part of the mergers and acquisition strategies. Yeah.
Exactly. And then they were literally bringing on many of our team, and for some, it worked beautifully. And for some, it was like, oh, this is a nightmare. And at that time, it was a pivotal time for me to say, well, what do I want to do now? Do I want to go teach swimming lessons and just hang out at the pool with the kids? Or do I want to, really think about getting back in even larger into a corporate setting. And at the time, the universe once again brought me into the Easy Card life, and it gave me kind of a wonderful opportunity to move forward. And since then, my business model is to come into companies, help redevelop them so that they are actually go from the red to the pink to the gray to the black, so going from a startup to a grown up, or going from an adolescent to a grown up company, and making sure that they have all the good pieces they have to be able to grow correctly. So it was really a pivotal time that I had to take that lemon of my partner saying, I'm really done. I really want to retire, to, hey, now I have the money and the capital behind me to kind of really follow my passion and my dream to help companies get to that next step. And so I've been doing that for the last, oh my goodness, 7 years. And I've really enjoyed it. It's been a journey, especially with our latest lemon thrown at us as the COVID fund. But as a digital company, working virtually has been an ongoing thing for me for a lot of years. So I didn't have to pivot very hard, where a lot of other people relied on me to learn how to do what I was doing virtually. So it was a good outcome.
Yeah, that's terrific. Well, thanks for that story. So one of the nuggets that I pulled out of that, Jennifer, was the fact that you rely on a lot of people and you had a lot of resources, and it was the resources and the people that made a difference. And one of the things about Shapeshift and Elevate Marketplace and what we do here is bring collaboration and bring people together. So the Tech Talk with Lorenzo and friends, the reason that you're important to me is that you're a resource and an opportunity for us to partner and us to create some great things. So we're going to go to break in just a second, but one of the things I want to kind of tease everybody with is we're going to show some tech. We're going to talk about tech. We're going to talk about possibilities, but it's really the benefit of working in collaboration, both with customers and partners, because those people who are watching the show are entrepreneurs, are solopreneurs, and you have to wear all those hats. And when you wear all those hats, you get burned out and get tired. And so one of the things that we're trying to do, and one of the things I love about the technology with Easy Digital, is that we find ways to share information quickly and easily and effectively so that you can be seen and be available and basically be everywhere, because we're digital and we're mobile. So the real important part about it is, how do we then leverage that tech, no matter who you are in business and what you're doing? So with that coming up, I want to share Jennifer's contact information, because we've just spoken and gotten to know for the first segment about Jennifer Thomas, the COO of Easy Digital and the serial entrepreneur and wonderful hearted good friend of mine. So Jennifer, as we go to the next break, I'm going to ask you to stick with us, because we're not going anywhere, and we'll come back and talk a little bit about the tech right now coming up.
Great.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, Jennifer Thomas, Lorenzo Hickey, Tech Talk with Lorenzo and friends. Super happy to have you all here on the show today. And if you're watching in replay, we'll share more information about how to get hold of Jennifer as well as myself again a little bit later. What we're going to do next is we're going to share a screen and we're going to talk tech at the same time that we show tech. So Jennifer, one of the greatest parts about having digital technology and what we do with Easy Digital is the ability to quickly and effectively share your information. And I have a sort of way of talking about the tech that you have and that we work together on, but you have a way of describing it as well. So let's kind of do a little bit of role play about how and who is served by using this particular piece of technology, and then we'll talk about our platform and how we can help support clients. So Jennifer, tell us about what Easy Digital means to you and how you serve the business community.
Sure. So Easy Digital really has done a growing in the last almost 4 years I've been with the company as the COO.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we started saying that, you know, we're the best digital business card out there. And in essence, we are, but it really is so much more, because as we looked at what we're able to do, we're not just a business card. We really are a tool to help make you money. Because first of all, I loved it because I travel all the time, right, Lorenzo? We're like planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah.
Even during the pandemic, I was traveling. And how many times have I been caught without a way to share my information with someone that I just meet along the way? But I'm never caught without my phone. Not even in the bathrooms, right? So you go into the woman's bathroom, you still have your phone, right?
True that.
So right. I'm able to share information without touching anyone, without going anywhere, without doing anything, just by having my phone open and being able to pull open my card that says, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, touch base with me. Look, if you just hit this, you can call me. The one little button on the side, they can immediately call me. They can text me. They can send me an email. They don't even have to look anything up. It drives right to their own phone to be able to do those things. So that's the beauty of our system. And then in it, we have the little buttons underneath it that talk about what I do, who I am. I don't have to give them much because I'm a talker, believe it or not, but it's enough to say, hey, this is who I am in case you forget. This is what I look like. I can do a picture. I could actually integrate a video on that landing thing. I can actually say, if you thought I was cool and you have someone that could benefit from me, share my information. They can share it in 2 touches of a button. And then the other pieces of that is you really can just run your business from this. And it's growing more and more because as you collect their information in that share component, you're able to say, hey, Lorenzo, it was so great meeting you. How do you spell your name again? Type it right in. What's your phone number again? Type it right in. What's your email? Let me double check that. And then literally send your information to them. Boom, they get it in their message system and now they have it and they say, why don't you just share that right to your contacts? If you hit the share and save and hit contacts, it pushes right into your contacts. You never have to touch it again. So the beauty is they have you. Mm-hmm. And I'm a speaker just like Lorenzo. I go to big places and we talk about how important data is. As data changes in this platform, in this tool, the data can change with me. So let's say that I get a facelift, just kidding, and my whole look changes. Right now, I'm looking even younger. I'm gonna put that up on my tool to be able to say, this is me. My phone number changes. How many of you have had to change your phone number because the robocalls are driving you bananas, right? Mm-hmm. And so now you have no way to tell all your customers, my number changed. Well, this is an easy way to say, hey, my number changed. Just push this right into your contacts right now. If they need to, they can push it and put it right on their phone front with their own little favicon. So if you look at the phone, see all those little favicons? Those are all different connectors for Lorenzo. And if he needs to touch base with someone, he can have his own little group that he goes, I need to talk to Jennifer. I need to talk to whoever he needs to talk to. Any number of his network. I'm sure you're all in one of the groups in his phone front. Yeah. That way, we don't even have to look for the people that we talk to all the time. special vendors that you talk to all the time. We have the ability, I don't have a directory in my card because I'm a really bad COO. But if you look at Lorenzo's card, you can see that he has a directory. Oh, maybe I do. Look at that. That he has a directory of people that he wants to endorse or he wants to talk about. And it brings back that whole connection to community. And it really brings it home that you can have all that right there. So you can say, I can't remember their number, but they're in my directory, and they can go to your contacts, pull up your tool, and immediately, boom, there's all of the contacts that you have said, these are people that are important in my world, and I want to share their information. So it's all about having immediate tools that can share easily.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to something. We work with a lot of different technologies too. So we have integrations that Lorenzo's brought to us. So Amy is one of those, and that's the social media amazingness that is gonna change how people do social media. I can just feel it in my bones. Lorenzo's can I talk about Be Connected? Our Be Connected,
sure, absolutely. We've
our
all
Be
kinds of
Connected
things we're
group,
doing,
right? So the Be Connected piece is so important because it allows you to have kind of your own fun platform to recommend people and say how great they are over and over again. So I think that that's well worth every single solitary second that you put into it. Easy Digital has other pieces that we're bringing online. Modules will be offering for industries. So we look at it this way. The tool itself helps you with your environment, and that's your business, your family, your church, your nonprofit, whatever your world, your environment. So that helps you with just basically your business, your family, your nonprofits. Then we have modules, which will be coming online very shortly, and they're going to help you with your industry. So let's say that everybody knows real estate, right? So in the real estate industry, they have specific tools that they need to use every single day. And in those tools, you're going to need a mortgage calculator. You want to have an alarm company. You want to have mortgage brokers. All these things will have those tools available. You won't have to drive to anywhere else, any stores, any apps, anything. They'll all be integrated that you can hit touch of a button. Here we go. Here's the module. We're going to that next piece.
Yeah. So let me talk through that point of integration, because I think that's the one thing that stands out when I talk about the digital, and I understand we're looking at the digital tool set, right? So, but what Jennifer has kind of talked through, and I'm going to slow her down because she's got so much in her head. But let me just go back to the basic fundamental part. So your view of the card is it's a tool set and it's got all these great capabilities. You can modularize it. You can take it with you wherever you go. It's simple and easy to connect. The way that I look at it is it becomes your effectively your mini website, or the access point to your entire website, to your entire ecosystem. So one of the things that Jennifer has shown, and we sometimes skip over because we're technologists, this card is on the desktop and in mobile. So you actually get to see it in both places, right? So I'm actually showing it that way for a reason, not just because I like to play around and have a bunch of stuff on the screen. But number one is it actually is a lead generation tool. So when I talk about it, what I love about it is a lead generation tool. When somebody texts me or I do a direct text or I save or share, in that scenario, people are getting connected to me and to my card and my content. As you alluded to, it's unlimited content, strategies and ideas, videos, everything you can imagine content-wise, we can put in this tool. But more importantly, I can quickly connect with somebody. I can share it, save it, as we talked about here. I can direct text it to somebody. I can email it to them. And one of my favorites is I put the QR code. So for those who are on the screen, grab your phone, grab your image. You can actually grab my card in a Zoom platform and grab it through photos, right? So by looking at the card, it's so important in today's world. So where we are today, and Jennifer said it when she talked about travel, it's the fact that you can actually quickly get information to people. But that's just sort of the first couple of steps. The thing that I am doing, and I've actually, this is important for the entrepreneurs, the solopreneurs, and the business owners that are building their business, what I've actually done is created a course that, and Jennifer talks about different things, where I'm sharing with people how to not only do to 3 to 4x your investment of your card, to basically build your JV partner list and generate 3 to 4 times your money inside of your card by using a directory. So we are actually teaching, and so this is an important part of the tech talk concept, is we're not just using tech to get you to buy something, we're using tech to get you to grow and build your business, right? Because no matter where you are in that personal journey, it's really important to know that you need help, you need support, you need partnerships. And so this is an example of using a directory, because just look at the little nuances. How many people have a lead magnet that they can text to somebody, they can push pull it, get in somebody's hands, they can actually self-add themselves to a directory. So here's a little tips. I can actually send it to you right now for those who are listening, or you grab it, and I'll do my little, not shameless plug, but important to show this. If you look on the screen, you'll see the ability to text the word shapeshift using the phone number 64600, which is cool. You got these short code phone numbers. But if you were to do that, you could actually add yourself into my list multiple ways, or in a directory, and basically say, if you're interested in partnering with me, grab my card, add yourself by using the little plus option. Of course, I've got my phone and my desktop, and hit the plus option, add myself by creating a new user account. And now we're going to get connected. And guess what that's going to do? As a lead, that lets me connect with you, share information with you, have a discovery call, etc. So it's the ease of use and the duplicity and the capabilities that I love about what you're doing. And Jennifer, we're going to come back to when we close, we're going to talk about futures, but in the last segment. But what's really great to me is that I can teach my business owners and my entrepreneurs to do what they need to do simply by doing a push-pull sort of text. And so I'm going to get a little bit creative, and I normally don't do this, but Elevate BI is the brand. And one of the things that we've done with authors, and we've made this available, it's also e-commerce, right? So if you look at e-commerce and author and sneak peek and pre-order, you actually can do e-commerce inside of the cards. So let me just summarize this, Jennifer, and I want you to kind of go back to how and why you got involved in this company, right? Because what's really important, and when people start looking at businesses, and as I share with e-commerce, and I'm going to stop the sharing and come back to you and I, is that there are futures and there are reasons that you do what you do. So I think we've established, but I'm going to say it out loud anyway, that you're a serial entrepreneur and you have a lot of things that you can do and you have done. What's really important is where you spend your time now that you're a young seasoned, a couple years into business, right? A young seasoned entrepreneur, and you've got some business background, you're making choices. And I really would love the audience to hear why you made the choice to get involved in this business. And yes, coincidentally, yes, COVID hit in the middle of this scenario, but again, the universe brings things to us, right? Exactly. So here, let me summarize it this way. You stepped into, made a decision to be in something that's digital and I believe forward thinking. 2 is that you're taking your time and energy and your skills and making the choice to make a difference. And thirdly, you're doing it. Remember, folks, she's talked about nonprofits. You're doing it because you want to help people. So exactly. Those 3, that's a 3-pack, right? That's amazing. You want to help people, you're visionary, and you're putting your heart and lifeblood into something.
Right.
Why?
So I have a kind of a give back philosophy. I don't do anything unless I feel like it's really going to give back to people to make their worlds better. Make the world a better place. Mm-hmm. So when I look at anything, a business, a project, sitting on the board of a board of directors, it has to give back and be able to show tangible and untangible results. So the beauty of this specific tool is that it does that. You're able to show a tangible result because it does help you make more money. And if you're able to make more money, then you can make the world a better place by giving back more. It also allows you to intangibly connect with people on multiple levels. So on a business level, on a personal level, on a project level, on, so many different ways. In a nonprofit world, this is absolutely going to be a bigger game changer. I've spent 4 years working on the technology, knowing all of those different pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Right. Yeah.
pulling those pieces together to make them work the best. And when I look at things, I look at it from a microscopic point of view. I mean, I start looking at businesses and I tear it all apart to say, okay, this is where you're at right now, but where can you be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now? And what does that look like? And what's your end game? And how does that make the world a better place? If they can't answer those questions, then I don't really move forward with them. And I could see the work making the world a better place. And I could see how this technology can really make a significant difference to people just like me. Entrepreneur, serialpreneur, worked in the corporate world, worked in nonprofit, and on a family level. I use these to communicate with my own family when we have events. We had a bar mitzvah, a wedding, other ways. My church has one. My youth group that I work with has one. So it really is a bigger piece that can make the world better by connecting people more effectively, more efficiently, and more cost effectively. Because we haven't even, usually I'm the first one, and Lorenzo will tell you, I'm like, the bottom dollar, Lorenzo, what's the deal, right?
Yeah,
so I'm always there, like, where are we with money? So I think I have a blowover from Marnie always saying, where's the pennies?
Yeah.
But for a very low price point where other technologies are going to cost you thousands of dollars, this one costs you hundreds, right? So when you think about it, you're spending, in some instances, less than $1 a day. How many people can say that their technology runs for less than $1 a day? Very few, right? Or less than a cup of coffee a day. How many of you have a slight addiction to caffeine? Okay, I do. I can't lie, right? And how many times do I travel, so I pull into some place, some national chain, some not national chains, to get coffee for $2 or $3 a cup. And I'm like, every time I pick up a cup of coffee, I'm like, I could have a new technology, right? So if you think about where you put your priority, it really does. It's a game changer. It really is. It really is going to change your world. It's going to shift how you think about things. So every time you go and get whatever your fix is, ice cream, coffee, whatever it is, right? You can say, I could be making effective change to my company today for the same amount I just spent on this.
Yeah, I love that. So I'm going to put your contact information up again. And for those of you who want to reach out to Jennifer, going forward over the next weeks or months, one of the things that I love about what you said is that it's the evolution and the ease with which we can share information and make it accessible and manage the change. So you talked about, the coffee store. Everyone's been using the coffee analogy forever. I don't drink coffee. I used to have hot chocolate now and again. So my analogy is kind of thrown out the window, but I know for those of you who spend money every day on some sort of vice, that basically less than $1 a day is an amazing thing. But let me say it, put it in different context, right? So we do websites, we do all kinds of resource capabilities. For a great website that for most people who don't know how to manage or create a website, we can actually use this technology to build basically a mini website. And then it connects everything. But what I love about it is when something changes. And you used to use, because our family's huge to me, right? And so I'm laughing as I just realized, yet again, we're visionaries, but I realized, you know what? I should do a family card, because what we use for all the other social tools and everything else is that way that all of our family can have a card on their phone, and they can have access to it immediately by like an icon. You can push it and you can see the latest videos, the latest information, because we're in the digital age. People can actually add pictures or share pictures. So you can have your own version of a platform for your family, right? and share that, and that anybody that has a phone can have access to it. So it's really unlimited. And the one of the, probably as we go to break, and I'm going to talk about this next segment on the break is about shapeshift and resources. So I want you to be thinking about, when we come back, how this can be the ultimate resource for a business or a business owner, and what would be the top 3 things, Jennifer, that you would say, use this tech, and here's why. So as we go to break, let's take a look at this this commercial, and we'll come back. Thank you much. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. That was a longer commercial / segment for a couple of reasons. By the way, I had to laugh. I realized that that's actually a little bit older, so we had the Easy Card name in there, not the Easy Digital name in one of the segments, one of the bullet points. But what I do love about the messaging there is that one of the ways that we start with everybody is we use bank code. And the bit.ly link we talked about coding is using bank code in tech. So there's almost nothing we don't do that has a tech angle, right? So that's why I'm a recovering accountant. For those of you who don't know my story, listening to this show for the first time, I have a degree in accounting and a master's in business, and I've spent my entire life loving technology. So you follow your passion, you follow your vision. And what I loved about what you just said in that last segment, Jennifer, is that your why is a combination of making a difference, right? We call it, I borrowed this from my friend Barry Shore, go mad, go make a difference, go mad, right? And so making a difference, creating abundance, and having an impact, but also giving you the energy every day to get up and do what you do. And I consider that to be in an alignment or in flow. And so there's just so many things to building your business. But at the end of the day, it has to drive you to get up and get excited and get motivated. So I'm going to ask you to, as we talk through kind of the current state and future state for Easy Digital, is what excites you about your work every day? And then what excites you about the platform technology, so that our listeners can start to see the vision that you have and have built, because you said you've been doing it for 4 years, which is true, because we've known, actually, now that I say that, I think we've probably known each other for close to most of that 4 years now.
Yeah.
I'm just flying, right? So
it is.
So I'd love you to just talk through again, you're passionate about the project that you're on, because to you, they're projects, right? Your ownership, and then secondly is, where are you going so that we can create, and I love these words right now more than ever, that keep it simple, silly, sort of keep it simple approach. And where you're going to make this thing super simple and super easy for people. So why are you passionate every day, and where are you going with this?
So I'm passionate every day because I have fun with what I do. I really do. When it stops being fun, I'll go teach swimming lessons because I love that. That's like in my parallel world, I teach autistic kids how to swim because that's what I love, right? I love doing that. And I love doing this. So if I love doing it every day, I get up and I'm like, okay, what are we doing today? Which cog are we working on? Where are we at? So that's one thing, is getting up every day and being like, this is so cool. I get to work with all these cool people with great ideas and all this stuff, because I may not be the smartest person in the company, but I know that I love doing this every day. And I get to take that love and make it fun for other people too. So that's the other thing is, as I said in my previous company, we loved what we did, even though it wasn't always great. It wasn't always fun, but we always made it fun. We made it something different. And because I'm kind of sort of ADHD in a sort of way. I mean, I've never been diagnosed, but I'm sure everyone's on the spectrum a little. I like change, and technology changes at the blink of an eye. And as Lorenzo said, we've been doing this for 4 years, and I can't tell you the number of alliteration changes we've had that I'm like, hey, guess what? Or, oops, I forgot to tell you, guess what? This is so cool. This is new. We're going to try this out. Or Lorenzo will call and be like, I found this cool thing. Wait till I show you. Right? Exactly. And so the beauty is that because it changes, I needed to find a way that when things change that quickly, that it doesn't take me a month to integrate it or forever to integrate it. I needed to keep it simple. And so with this tool and platform, I'm able to do that quickly and effectively with little cost and little time, because time is money, and money is, what helps that tool that helps us get to the next steps. So I needed something that was going to do strong communication, be able to be agile and move and shift quickly, that I could integrate. So you also asked for 3 tools earlier. I was paying attention. Yeah. Right? So
there's a test. There's a written test.
A network platform that was agile, move quickly, and can communicate things easily. That then I could also collect the information that I've got, because data is the new money. I don't know if you guys know that. In technology, data is the new money. So all those names, addresses, phone numbers, a little bit about you, when your birthday is, all that stuff, that customer relationship piece, that piece that helps remind you that Jennifer's got 3 kids and 2 grandkids. Take note. You may need that later. And that, right? So if you have a place to put that, so having a relationship database to be able to do that. And this has that integrated, and we're expanding it. We expand it every day. We bring in a new tool every day to help move this forward. And then the other piece, which actually I got through a social and network and business partner in Lorenzo, is social media, because it's the third way that people stay connected and current and where they're at. But it's overwhelming. I mean, am I on Twitter today? Am I on Instagram? Did I Facebook? Did I do something else? Am I going to go on LinkedIn? Maybe I should put a pin on Pinterest. And that's just the big 5. That's not all the other Signals and Telegraph and WhatsApp and all the other places. Or have I touched my blog or my website or my whatever? So other people bring me these amazing integrations and technologies that I can put into my platform to make my life easier and my business go better. And I think if I can have those 3 ties immediately, it so helps me move forward to be able to bring a better environment. So you say that you have certain things. I say I always thank people for their time and their talent and their treasure, because those are the things that I have valued in my career. Time, I always value, because you only get a finite amount of that. Talent, because everyone has something to bring to the table. I've had people that are like, I don't even know how to work my phone. But when I talk to them, they're amazing at something else that I could never, ever have done in a million words or ways or days. And then their treasure, because you only have a finite amount of everything. And treasure is part of that. Your money is and your investment is a big part of that. So if I can leave with anything, it's that having the right tools allows you to magnify those things 100-fold. And I've been looking for those tools my entire career, and I have finally found ones that make my life just so much easier, so much better, so much more, worthwhile to go out and have fun. I can go open a new business because now I have all the tools I need to make that business fly and to provide whatever it is in that business that I think people need. So that's what's so cool to me, is that every day I get to do that. And I get to do it with cool people like Lorenzo and Greg and William and all the other people, and Jerry and all the fun people in my team, Micah, Carol. I'm throwing shout outs out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yay, thanks. No extra cost for that. Yeah,
Morgan, all my peeps out there who they do the things that I don't love. The billing, the bookkeeping, the programming. I'm not a programmer, but I could play one on TV.
Yeah,
So those are the things.
They're resources. They're people, right? It's what makes things go around. And that was really kind of how we transitioned to this. Is like, you can't do this alone, right? And that's the as we move forward. But one of the things that you said, and I've actually it's one of the reasons we have these shows and we have these conversations, and Tech Talk with Friends, is because at some point we get a new perspective or a new way of looking at things. So one of the things that it struck me, and I'm going to kind of bridge the gap here, and we'll come back to whatever we're going to close with. But one of the things that struck me is, maybe 20, 50, 20, 30 years ago, we had to check the box in business. And to check the box in business, I needed a website. Okay. Well, and now with the concept incarnation of social media and digital availability and everything else, now you kind of have to check the box with a digital presence. Yeah. And so one of the things that I loved, and where I know you're going directionally, and I'll let you take the next few minutes to talk about this, is directionally where you're going is the all-in-one sort of digital place, right? So it becomes a mini marketplace. It becomes a mini business footprint. It becomes a mini website. It's all of those things in one place. And you say it's transformational and it's agile. You use that word in development a lot, is agile. So if you're looking at somebody say, all right, if I'm going to put my time and my money and my energy somewhere, right, which is really where with the net of it out, we net things out for people sometimes, then a digital business card, a digital tool set, or the platforms that we provide that we're talking about here, why would they go there? Because if you think about this being all in one, and I saw the CRM and all those pieces are coming together, how can people then basically run and build your business now based on using a single tool set, but a single tool? So you want to talk us through where you're going and directionally?
Yeah. So
what's different? What's a sneak peek without getting yourself in trouble? Okay.
I always get in trouble. William's gonna come like, what'd you say? So in my reality is I test things by handing them to my 80-year-old mom. It's not a lie. Oh. I do. I go, okay, Mom, try this out, right? And she'll be like, no. And then I make her do it. So ultimately, sorry.
All right. So get hold of you. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's live TV. It's all good.
It is live TV, and I'm not able. They'll call back. And so one of the things that I'm able to do is say, all right, if my 80-year-old mom can do it, I'm making it as simple as I can. Mm-hmm. Because the other thing that I live by is that not everyone's a tech person. That's not what you want to do. It's not your love. It's not your passion. You might, I'm always saying, you might make guitars. You make the best guitar in the whole wide world. But guess what? You are never, ever, ever going to want to be an accountant if that's what you do. So I want people to be able to live their passion and live what makes them passionate and fun about what they do, and not have to worry about all that other back end stuff, that technology and all this stuff. So I'm trying to create the best way to run a business and to have a business and the tools that you need to do that business without having to have 10 million different things, especially for the small business owner or the solopreneur or the serialpreneur, because literally we don't have to make it that hard. But when I went into it, I'm like, what do I start with? Where am I? How do I fix this? How do I do what I love? Right. And as I said, I have all these great people. Well, now I have great people and great tools, right? To be able to move it faster, more effectively, and more flexibly. I say agile, but you're really flexible. You have to be. And that goes back to my years in disaster services, is making it easier for people to do what they love and take care of the family and friends and people in their worlds. And so that's where what we've really done with this is the sneak peek into the future is very shortly, you'll be able to pretty much run and launch your whole business right from this, right?
From that, because from that phone.
You have this with you all the time, right? Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into a public bathroom and heard someone say, "I can't hear you." So,
okay, can you hear me now? That's
you can hear me now.
Opposite of can you hear me now? Like, why can't you hear me now? Because I'm in a brick wall building, right?
Exactly. So, that's so funny. I know that the phone's not going away. It's going to get smaller, bigger, flip, open, all those things. But communication is going to do that. From the time when I was growing up where you had a cord on the phone and the farthest you could get was where the cord stopped. Now you no longer have a cord. You can go anywhere and do anything.
I know.
So by having the right technology available quickly, all in one place, all in one stop, easy, simple, fast, easy digital. There's a reason we came up with easy, because it's easy to do, and it's going to get easier as we come up with cool ways to do things. We're going to share those with you because we want your world to be a lot easier. And with partners like Lorenzo and Elevate BI, they'll be able to offer you all of those tools and all of those things to make an impact on this world and with your business, with your life, with your projects, with your family. Any of those things that you feel important will be available to you across the board.
Yeah, love it. Let me just say thank you, Jennifer, for being here. You're a doll. You're smart. You're fun. You're engaging. You also have a birthday you're celebrating with your mom today, so thank you for taking the time out. I just want you to know that you make a difference every day when we talk, and it's always a pleasure. So thank you. I will also share with people as we're in closing. Jennifer spoke to something about people and resources and simplicity. And one of the things that we do at Shapeshift, and one of the greatest taglines I've ever come up with, is two things. We're a business general contractor. So basically what you don't want to do, we can do. And what we tell people is you do what you do best. You do what you do best, and we'll do the rest, right? Because that is our superpower. That is our vision. And that's why Tech Talk with Lorenzo and friends is so important, because we're talking about our heart. We're talking about making a difference. But what we're really doing is talking about how we can serve you and support you and make a difference every day. So for those of you who listen to us live today, thank you, or on recording. Jennifer, I can't appreciate you and your team. You guys are diligent. You work hard. William, Jerry, Micah, and others are all great human beings, and it's a joy and a pleasure to work with you. And have a great rest of your day, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye.